Na 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 na, na 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 na. Jay say no, Minecraft. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Jay say no, Minecraft. Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again, and I'm not messing with this thing today, but show you guys I did do some work on it. I've got it functioning relatively well. They got some modifications I need to make to it. It goes around, it picks up things from these hoppers. The only problems are this hopper, which is empty right now, I just emptied it, and this hopper probably has some stuff in it. And apparently the fact that I'm missing a piece of glass or my trigger here because there's some things I was messing with, but I can fix that at a later time. That's not what we're here for today. But it's because they're... That's why. It's because they're... these are powered. So I need to somehow make it so this hopper no longer is powered. Excuse me. Sorry, got a cough. Which I don't know if it's possible. But one day we will find out. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm not really here for anything special today. However, the new Snapshot, we will call it Snapshot, 13W whatever. The new Snapshot has been released, and I watched Pyro's video on it earlier, and it looks amazing. The flowers, the biomes, all that stuff just looks so awesome. I cannot wait. Somebody told me to... my enchanting table's gone. That is definitely not something that I moved. Did somebody move it to the nether? That's a little... No, that's a little strange. Is that a prank? Am I missing something else around here? Or did somebody just come take my enchanting table away? In chests? I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's go do some fishing while I still have a teeny bit of daylight left so I can try to get these cats bred again. That's going to be... Do I have a spot? I have a spot. Yeah, I'm fine. That's going to be something interesting to look into. Why is my enchanting table gone? Well, with the new biome system, though, this is going to be able to look a lot better for a couple reasons. For one, once they implement new biomes, we're going to be able to walk off of this island, which is going to be good. I can go exploring some more. I will be able to... Ooh, I missed. I will be able to go further in the nether as well. I'm afraid to go out too far in the nether because of the fact that I don't want to end up building a portal or something and loading a new chunk, or I don't know if anything changed in the nether, so I don't want to go too far in the nether either. I'm trying to stay within the coordinates of like what this island is that we're currently on. And therefore glowstone is limited. Quartz is kind of limited. There's a lot of quartz around, that's for sure. I do know that the fishing rods have some enchants you can get on them as well. I was going to see what happens when you try to enchant them now, but unfortunately my enchantment table is gone, so that's kind of annoying. That being said, oh come on, this laggy server. One thing that's nice to know is it turns out that the lag I was experiencing was probably not my internet connection as much as it was like a bunch of villagers and a bunch of cats around, so at least that's a plus for me. And hopefully that problem is taken care of. So that'll be good progressing forward with the server. Come on, I'm not going to get a single fish, and it is going to be nighttime. But a lot of that stuff in that new Snapshot, man, it just looks awesome. I am so excited. Come on, give me one more fishy. Then I can get inside. Yeah, it looks... I'm really, really, really excited and looking forward to... Either, I don't know if we're going to implement a Snapshot or wait till the full release or what, but either way, when it happens, it's going to be great. I might even load up a single-player world at some point and test out some of the Snapshot features. Haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. I do know a lot of you guys are asking me about Feed the Beast. Now, I had stopped Feed the Beast for a while, primarily because of server issues. I was getting way too much lag. I couldn't connect for a while. It turns out something was going on in there as well that was causing that problem. So it wasn't my internet. Again, I think I haven't had the chance to get back on it since. No, I haven't given up on Feed the Beast. I just have not had the opportunity to be on there. So look forward to those because they will be coming out again at some point soon. Not right away. I'm trying to, make sure I keep up on my vanilla world as much as possible first. Hopefully, now that I'm back from PAX and everything, I'll get some more time in the, maybe not the near future, but in the not so distant future. Yeah, not so distant near. Pretty much the same thing, right? Come on, Black Kitty. Gimme. Gimme. You didn't eat. You didn't eat? There we go. You didn't eat. Now you stand up. You do your thing. You still make an orange kitty. You make an orange kitty who will not sit down because he is inside you. There we go. Now he's going to stand up and warp to me, but that's fine. Gotta start my kitty army, one kitty at a time. So when I went to PAX, I wanted to talk about, and I forgot to in the last episode, that I was going to talk about the fact that I flew... That was really weird lag. I flew Southwest for the first time. I actually got some Southwest credit cards a while ago on some special deals. I've got a lot of points through Southwest. So my trip ended up being essentially free because I used points and stuff on it. But, obviously I had to earn the points somehow, so it wasn't free. Wow, what the heck is happening here all of a sudden? So it wasn't free, but you know what I mean. It was free for, I didn't pay money for it on top of things I had already, purchased. But Southwest has their little policy where it's open seating, which is good and it's bad. I did not know, I was completely unaware originally that it was based on when you check in. Now, I had not checked in any reasonable time frame because I'm so used to just having a seat somewhere. You assign yourself to a seat. You know that's where you're going to be sitting. You can check in whenever you check in. You're still got that seat. So I didn't even think about it. So I only checked in like, I don't know, maybe 12 hours before my flight or something like that because I was at the fire station that night. I had like B47 on one flight and C16 on the other flight. And little did I know how far in the back of the pack that those are. But whatever. I dealt with the middle seat for the first... give me a pick while I'm here. I dealt with the middle seat while I was on my first leg of the flight, and then I managed to snag a window seat, which was nice because I didn't want to be in the middle seat just because two guys were traveling together. I don't have any picks in here. That's weird. I don't have any picks in my inventory either. Besides this iron one. I guess I got plenty of iron. I can use it. I was trying to save it, but I really don't know why. I just want to start clearing out some of this cobblestone because I can actually make use of this space at some point. But on the way home, I decided to check in as early as I possibly could because I was like, okay, now that I understand it's based on when you checked in, let me check in super early, right when I'm first able to, and make sure I'm, can get a good seat of my choosing. I checked in maybe with 23 hours and 45 minutes before my flight. You can only check in 24 hours before your flight. I was still B58, and I was like, are you kidding me? I'm B58? Luckily, again, I was able to snag a window seat because there was a couple, traveling together, then that was still open when I got on the plane. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was kind of... It's a really weird way that they do things with the open seating policy. I like it and I don't, because I like it if you're first. That's awesome. If you're not first, however, like, what if I'm traveling and I'm traveling with somebody and we're not allowed to sit together because just we're late on our boarding? That kind of sucks. But I guess that's, one way that people want to build up Southwest points, because if you get a certain status with their points, you can like do early check-in or automatic check-in or something, and you're always in like the A's. So I mean, I guess it's a good way for the company to promote themselves. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know how big of a fan I am of it, but that's me personally. But I was sitting there on the plane waiting to take off, and I was looking out the window next to me since I was sitting at the window and I wasn't traveling with anybody that I knew, so I was just looking out the window, listening to some music. And I'm watching the guy load up the bags into the plane. And I'm kind of like, okay, he's loading bags, or he's unloading one set, he's loading the other set of bags in there, doing a lot of work, lifting all these heavy bags. And then I see a couple bags that come through. I mean, they're huge, huge bags. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, even though Southwest lets you or lets you take 2 bags with you for free, which is good that they do that, because most airlines don't do that anymore. But they do still have an overbag or overweight policy. I don't know how many pounds it is, like 45 or something like that. But if it's more than that, you get charged for the pound for overweight bags. And it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's significantly expensive. And they do it for the fact of, you're injuring the airline workers, making them do this stuff because now they're lifting like much heavier bags and this and that. And I'm watching them struggle with some of the big bags that come through, and I'm like, well, makes sense on why they, charge you extra for these heavy bags, because you don't want to be like lugging 100 and some odd pound bag out of a plane all the time. I mean, you just kill yourself after a while if you were that guy. And then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it a little bit more, and I'm like, I don't think that employee is getting paid extra money for every overweight bag he has. Oh, diamonds. Did I put them in there? Remember I said that I thought my diamonds looked like their stockpile was low? That looks better. Is my stuff just like moved, or... I'm still confused about this enchanting table over here. It's a little bit disconcerting. Yeah, somebody borrowed it, No, I'm not really upset, but if somebody just came in and took it because they didn't feel like making their own. I mean, I didn't move it, did I? I don't recall moving it anywhere. I do know that I was... Oh, notice my chicken machine, it's off. I mean, it's sending eggs up, so all these things are going to be filled with eggs, but it's not producing chickens because I turned it off when I knew I wasn't going to be messing with it. But anyways, so I'm thinking that this guy doesn't get extra money for doing this. So the whole purpose of the airline charging you extra money for these overweight bags doesn't even go to the employee who's the one that's stuck dealing with the overweight bag. And I think that's kind of annoying. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Southwest has a system where they see what... I can't even enchant this. I went over to enchant this thing and I can't even do it because I don't even think I have obsidian anymore. I need to go get some more. I mean, it's not hard to go get more obsidian, but yeah, I don't have any more obsidian to go get. That's really, really frustrating. But I mean, maybe they have a system where they do look at how many planes you've loaded up with how many overweight bags and you get a bonus or something like that, but I highly doubt that. So I think that that's kind of a crappy reasoning to give in order to charge for overweight bags. And I haven't read terms and service of airlines and what they charge for and this and that. This is just something I knew from the past, that their rationale for doing that. Maybe it's changed. Maybe they've even said it's because the plane can't handle that much. We just don't want you to carry that much, so it's our incentive to get you not to overstuff your bags or whatever. Who knows? Maybe that's the new policy. I could be talking completely incorrectly, but I don't think I am. But I've been known to be wrong many, many a times in my life. So I don't know, but kind of a crappy policy if you ask me. That poor guy's still doing all the work, not getting any of the extra incentive and pay that you made somebody just pay in order to put that overweight bag onto the plane. But that was just kind of an observation that I had while I was there. Continuation of the story with the girlfriend in her car. No, the car has not yet been found. Still have faith. They keep checking like the parking ticket area and see if they got any parking tickets on the vehicle. Though they shouldn't at this point. If they register it to give it a parking ticket, they should be able to see that it's a stolen car, and it'll have a whole different process, I'm sure, at this point. But I realized that I forgot to mention, I started to say it and I forgot to mention that, her roommate had left the house at 5:30 p.m. to go to a baseball game. She came back from, she was out of town visiting family just for a day and a half, and drove back and got back at 11 p.m. So all of this happened in the time frame between 5:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. I mean, I was thinking originally when I heard it that, okay, everybody was out of town for the weekend, you know, this could have happened whenever. But no, it was just that her one roommate was there the whole time, and the only reason he actually wasn't at the house was because he went to the baseball game and came back, you know, that evening after the game was over, but she had gotten back in the meantime. 5:30 to 11 p.m. is when people are ballsy enough to like break into a house. Not only break into the house, but then steal the car. And like I said, it's street parking. There's no driveways. I mean, so if you walk up to a random car, unless somebody knows it's yours, yeah, they can get away with it. But that means they have to walk around hitting the button until the car beeped to know which one it was. I mean, you're coming out of the door of the house that you just broke into, and then sticking around in that general area in order to go find that car. And on top of that, they took something out of the back seat because they probably had more than two people, which is we're assuming why, because she had like an exercise ball back there and something else in the back seat that was sitting like literally in the parking spot where the car had been parked. It was just there because they must have thrown it out of the car. I mean, that's like, it seems so obvious, but I guess there's so many people walking around in the neighborhood that nobody really thinks twice of it when things like that happen. They're not thinking that, oh, those guys must have stolen that car. Like, I think I laugh about it. I do find it kind of funny, kind of ballsy. I'm kind of impressed that people had that much gumption to do that. Not in a good way. I'm not saying, oh, that's impressive, let's see what else they got. I mean, I'm saying it's just like, wow, like, that's really taking it to an extreme. Like, if you're gonna go for it, I guess you go for it big, right? I mean, yeah, I guess that's the philosophy they had. But yeah, interesting weekend. Not so fun to be back at work, but you know it never is. What are you gonna do? But this has just been kind of a little rambly episode. Again, I'm kind of good at those. Without getting much more building accomplished, I cleared out my base a little bit. I fished. Yeah, that's about it. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. Until then. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Jay say no. Minecraft. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Jay say no. Minecraft.